I would like to nominate Lisa Fox, RN from 2B at the Torresdale campus for the Daisy Award. She has been a nurse for over 30 years and treats every patient she believes she would want her family treated. Lisa has been known to give her lunch to a patient who was hungry after dietary has closed for the night. This week, Lisa had an elderly patient from a group home. The patient required restraints because she was pulling out her IVs. Lisa spoke to a caregiver at the group home yesterday and found out that when she gets upset, she has a baby doll that distracts her and calms her down.
Aww.
Do you remember this?
Yes, I do. Yes.
The group home also said she likes to see activity around her. Today, Lisa came in with a baby doll and a plastic baby carrier seat for the patient. She went out and bought it last night after leaving work, knowing she'd be caring for the patient again today. She gave it to her this morning and says now she's like a completely different patient. The patient also remained calm and her restraints were able to be removed. Lisa also turned her bed toward the window so she can see the cars going by outside her window and she counts them as they drive by. Lisa goes out of her way like this for every single patient she cares for. She's exceptionally patient and kind, even with the most challenging of patients. I hope you'll consider her for this award.
Thank you.
So Lisa, you just won this month's Daisy Award.
Thank you.
Were you surprised?
Very surprised.
You look surprised.
Yes, very surprised.
Yeah.
Did not expect this.
No?
No.
Based on the story, you should have. I think, based on what I've heard and what I know about you, I think that on any given day, on any given month, you are worthy of clearly this award.
Oh, thank you.
Can you tell everybody sort of a little bit about you? How long have you worked here with us?
I've worked here 33 years. I started right out of Frankfurt Nursing School. About 10 years ago or so, I took a full-time position on 2C, which is now 2B, 2C.
So you've been here for about 10 years
Yes.
on this team. So what do you think, we were talking earlier and you said that, what makes this team so special and that you just so enjoy working on 2B.
Right.
What do you think that is? Like, what is it about this team? You've clearly worked for a long time.
Yes.
You've been a nurse for a long time. What is it about this team that feels so special to you?
2B is a family. We take care of one another. It's not just my group of patients, it's all our patients. So we're always there for each other, and I think that makes a big difference, when you feel that you have support.
Did you remember the patient that
Oh, yes,
was
I remember
discussed in
her.
your nomination?
Yes, very well. She's an elderly, mentally challenged woman from a group home who was acting out verbally and physically. She needed to be restrained so she wouldn't pull her IV out or hurt herself. So I found out what group home she was from, and then we talked. And I asked what would calm her down because she seems to be yelling out baby. And I said, does she have a baby doll that calms her down? She says she loves babies. So I said, what else does she love? Because at that point I couldn't give her the baby doll. So they said she liked to watch cars go by and count them. She used to walk Center City all the time. So I faced her bed to the window and that calmed her down. I came in the next day knowing that I would have her again, and I had bought her a baby doll. She changed. She was a different person. She was able to come out of her restraints. And then it also made her feel special because everybody came in to see the baby doll. So she loved that too.
And that's key, right? I mean,
Yes.
I think, what you were able to do, and I'm sure it speaks to certainly who you are as a person and your experience as a nurse, was really try to get at what was going to help that person that was
Right.
specific to them.
Yes.
What might feel good to you or me maybe
Yes.
wasn't helpful to her, it sounds like. But you were able to sort of continue to persist until you could figure out what was going to be helpful to her. And it made such a difference. And, I think that really is extraordinary. And I know you told me you didn't think that was a very big deal and that, that makes you uncomfortable, but
Yeah, that's right.
but it shouldn't. So I think, what I hope that you'll take from this a little bit is that you really are extraordinary and you really are doing amazing things every day, that
Thank you.
what feels normal and just part of your everyday is so incredibly impactful to the people you're taking care of. And I'm sure your coworkers as well, clearly.
Yes.
What would you, from your experience and from, the place where you are in terms of your nursing practice. What advice would you give to newer nurses or newer to practice people?
I would basically tell them to always continue learning and keep their mind open to learning. You always know, even at this stage, 30 plus years, I'm still learning new things. The other thing I would tell them is don't be so task oriented. Don't forget that there's a patient behind that. It's a person, and, treat them as if they were your own family, and find out the little things that, even if it's just simple as a smile, it just makes them feel more welcomed and not such like a strange environment.
Yeah. What do you mentioned this, I think, has there been anything that you've changed about what you do, or you've had to modify and, going through the pandemic and caring for patients who, yes, many of whom on your unit I know were COVID positive?
Yes, they became our families, and it was very hard, trying to get through this pandemic, through all your PPE, and just try to make them feel that it was such a strange time, but you just wanted them to feel that they were safe and they were okay and they weren't alone. Like most of them felt alone. So, and then we just all worked together to make sure that we would check on each other and make sure we're okay, because it was a very difficult time, and we just made sure that we were all there for each other.
Well, thank you. I mean, it seems like not enough, but
no, it's more than enough. Sometimes that's all you need is someone to say thank you to a nurse. That's the other thing. Like, don't, when someone says thank you, that's all we need.
That's wonderful, because I will tell you on behalf of all of us, there's not enough. There aren't enough words, and there's not enough gratitude to convey to you guys just how amazing you are. And you are absolutely a role model where everyone should shoot to be. So we certainly appreciate you, and I certainly appreciate you, and just thank you.